on their Nexus.
So are you suggesting
Download
season
all the
2?
requirements as well,
Oh yeah, I've got the requirements. It's just
because there's quite a few for Stardew Valley Expanded.
yeah. That's the only thing I've really installed. Stardew Expanded and everything that's needed for Expanded to work. But I think
You have to install them, then you have to enable them. Then you'll probably get asked what order you want to enable them in.
it's probably something along those lines that I need to do, but I kind of need like a tutorial to help me there.
I could go through it with you at some, like whenever.
Yeah, maybe the weekend.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Whenever you want.
Cool.
You're usually on quite late, aren't you?
I'm usually on, as in plural. I'm usually on.
Great sentence. Do you fancy finishing that at some point?
As in, I'm usually on.
I'm in great suspense.
Like,
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Loading Screen podcast.
Oh my god. What is that?
This is a thing.
Was that your...
It's finally happened. The podcast of all podcasts.
Shall we give a bit of backstory, first and foremost, as to why we're doing this now, and secondly, as to why this is actually episode 2 of the Loading Screen podcast?
Yes.
It says episode 1 in the title.
It does say episode 1 in the title, but because...
This is episode 0.5.
Yeah, this is so okay. So SitRep actually, like, the reason this is called the Loading Screen, we were talking about this, it was like last week, wasn't it? Like as a random aside, like as a name for a podcast.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, but yeah.
I can't remember. Time is but a construct.
It was
and
before you went to Ireland.
And we are victims of it. So, yeah, and we were like, oh, the loading screen, that sounds, it's video game related. We play video games, and, the loading screen is a time in which not really much happens and progress goes on.
And we usually sat there waiting for the loading screen to finish
exactly.
anyway.
So we deemed that the Loading Screen podcast is a podcast you can listen to while loading screens. And you have to pause it while the action's going, and you can only press play again when the loading screen comes up. We're awful at audience retention.
So think of it as a challenge. If you fail to pause it, then you have to take a drink.
Also, we are the Loading Screen podcast because, as you can see what I'm streaming right now, I am literally a loading screen downloading an update for Halo Infinite, which is apparently 10 times the size of the other gentleman's fucking updates.
To be fair, though, I think the reason why your update is so big is because it decided to uninstall itself.
Okay.
Did you press X on it?
No! No.
Because fun fact on the Xbox app, if you press X on like cancel the update, it won't like how Steam will like schedule it for another time. On Xbox, it uninstalls the game.
Yeah, I mean, I did that for Humankind, but that's mainly because it was having errors installing anyway, so I wanted to uninstall itself so I could reinstall it.
But why would it do? Because first and foremost, here's the thing. I didn't press the X, and the reason I didn't press the X is because it was, like Chris has detailed this issue in the past. For those of you familiar with our Halo Infinite playthrough, the lovely Chris, Beast Complex, has mentioned an issue about his game not being installed yet. He won't have touched it in a week because, he's been doing other stuff and playing a lot of Destiny and whatever. And then he'll come back to play. It will come back to play Halo, and it just won't, like, it will say update available. He'll start doing the update, and it will just do nothing. So, and we've mocked him for this, as you do as great friends.
Yes. And now it's your turn to be mocked.
And then what happened is I had the exact same thing where it says update. I start doing the update. Nothing happens. I go off of my downloads, like, because you got the managed downloads on the Xbox app, which is what we're currently on at the moment. For those of you on the video feed, I come off of that. I click onto like I don't know what I clicked on, and then my Halo Infinite just disappeared from my installed games, and I was like, that's weird.
It's a magic trick.
So I go into my apps. Like you can go into apps via like your Windows search to like reset and repair. It ain't fucking there either.
Oh shit, son.
So I was like, okay, that's weird. And now I'm sitting here 10.7 gigabytes later installing the Halo Infinite campaign, doing episode 1 of the Loading Screen podcast.
You took too long, and now your Halo's gone.
Can I also just say as well, we are the best podcast in existence because, unlike most other podcasts that get to like episode 25 before they bring on their first guest, we have guests in episode 1.
My God.
Might I present co-founders, I think, someone correct me on the law here, to the Team Incompetent clan.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Alice and Kirsty here.
Yeah. Technically.
How's
I
Alice
would
gone to
say
take a
yes.
shit?
No, man.
No,
I'm
honestly.
just happily
Oh,
playing
it's just-
Destiny.
Sorry, it was just really quiet. And I thought, he's buggered off somewhere, hasn't he?
I've skedaddled.
No, he did. Well, he's
Jurassic,
we're
yeah.
meant to be making food, but
Yeah, but
No,
Destiny
you're
is love.
failing on that.
Destiny is life. So
You
I'm
wa-
just.
You weren't
Definitely.
you weren't saying that about half an hour ago when you were losing your shit at supremacy.
Oh, yeah.
I
You were
was
getting salty half
as
an hour
mine.
ago, and it was
Yeah.
it was like feeding my energy.
The assumption is that he has now come off Crucible and that he's happy as Larry.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Just
He's a big story boy.
Those Guardian games are like, while it's a fun event and I get what they're going for, the problem is those supremacy matches are completely one-sided. There's no close supremacy games.
no, yeah. It's either you go against a really good team and they just obliterate you, or you're on the good team. But I feel like if you've got a good fire team, then it would work out. But nah, you don't get that.
Yeah, you don't get to play as a fire team for some stupid, absurd reason.
Oh, unless you got the 6 of the party, but we are a 5-man party most of the time, so it doesn't help.
A 5-man
So-
power team.
Yeah, because I raged quit, and then I raged uninstalled.
I'm going to ask potentially a really stupid question. It says to deposit the Guardian medallions
Yeah.
in Destiny. How do you know if you've got any? I don't see any in my inventory, but I can keep depositing.
Because-
Well, there's a quest, and if you go to said quest, it tells you what you have got.
Which one? Oh, God, hang on.
If you go to the seasonal, there is the medallion case quest, and it tells you what medallions you have got.
I'll be honest, I don't believe that. Because I know categorically I have received, like at the end of like a mission or whenever you pick something up on the right hand side, it tells you like what you've picked up. It says that I got a platinum medallion. However, if I go to that quest, I have received 0 platinum medallions.
Well, I
It
can't
means
do much
you
about
have
that.
to do
It's broken.
Me.
So apparently, I have a gold.
Not as
medallion.
broken as Simon's Halo, but
hey, we're at 24%.
2% in what? In 10 minutes? Oh.
By the time this
93%.
this podcast isn't ending until that's gotten to 100%.
Let's be honest, this episode is probably going to run until the end time
Well,
of the
it's
stream. Which I'm going to circle back round to the comment that I originally made. Because technically, under technicalities, this is... Well, I would say this is the loading screen episode 1, because it actually is. Because at the time that we made this piece of content, back in 2021, I believe it was, we didn't have a name for it. But we did...
Was that when we were doing like Euro Truck Simulator in the background?
That's exactly it. We were playing Euro Truck Simulator, the multiplayer mod. Because I think I had got back into playing it, and I was absolutely loving life as a truck driver. So I somehow convinced these 3 fine fellow friends of mine to install the Euro Truck Simulator 2 multiplayer mod. And we were just driving around, doing jobs in trucks, just chatting video games. And we then like unhooked our like loads, and we raced each other, and we had some really good conversations, some great moments. I remember flipping my truck.
I remember mocking you for flipping your truck. And I was like the other side of Europe at the time.
And it was all on video. It was wonderful. And then Simon then went to review the file the following day to post it for upload. And it was corrupted.
Corrupted.
It was corrupted.
10 times.
Sounds like a now situation.
Yeah, but you see, this is different. I've taken the opportunity and realised the problem, because I could have sat there, waited for Halo to install, and we would have got nowhere. Now, what's happened is we've been talking about doing a podcast for fucking ages, right? I have been walking down a very cold seafront in the winter months talking about making this podcast.
Not to yourself.
To myself.
Yes, that's how it works.
To myself, to Chris, to Lee. Mike,
random
you
people
I was
on
about
the
to say
beach.
to a stranger that just pulls
Yeah.
by.
to the
He
ether.
stops to talk to the dogs.
Mike, you're a little bit too far away, but I'm sure we would have done it at some point. And
I think we actually briefly did do it when I was down by yours.
probably. So I've decided, fuck it, because what else are we doing, right? Literally, what else are we doing? Like, we could scramble, we could try and find another game to play, but then fundamentally, like, it would only be like a one-off thing that we would be doing, and then because then we might go back to Halo next week, and then I'm off in Mallorca, so you boys can either do something or not. It's entirely up to you. So I don't know. So I just decided, fuck it. We hit go live, and we ball. I feel like some of the best content that, not even necessarily that we've made, I think sometimes the best content that a company has ever produced is the unplanned content, is where they just go, we're going. And then you just go, right?
Yeah, it's prominent movies and stuff like that, improv lines, and gold can be found amongst the art.
Amongst the fecal matter. That
It's
and
called sieving for gold.
that, and I am jacked up on this pot of coffee. This is a strong blend. This is espresso blend, and I've just poured cup number 3 in the last 20 or so minutes.
Yeah.
He's gonna be.
You look like you're about to bounce off the walls.
You know, in Futurama when Fry is aiming for I think it was 100 cups of coffee.
No, but go on.
I do not understand your reference, but proceed.
He's like, I have to hit this number, and then he turns into God mode because he's on coffee, and everything's going to absolute shit around him. But he's just walking through as if everything's fine in life. I feel like you're aiming for this.
To be honest,
pure coffee is blood.
This is kind of like it's a regular thing of mine on a Wednesday stream. I would always, so for the longest period of time, and I've spoke about this before about energy drinks and how I would have one a day. The only time that I would ever break that is on a Wednesday. I would have an energy drink either just at the start of the stream or just before the start of the stream. So I was energized for the content. And since I've stopped buying energy drinks just for the sole purpose of the cost, and I've broke that a little bit recently, but whatever.
Well, to be honest, you didn't buy. Well, all right, no, you did.
I did, technically. But I also did buy those 8 cans not last weekend, the weekend before, where we did the epic Destiny grind.
Yeah.
So this is normal for me at this time on a Wednesday to be knocking back some caffeine,
That's fair. Meanwhile, after the heavy weekend that we had, I am trying to cut my sugars out. And I feel like poop.
Oh, yes, because Ellis has now joined the 30-year-old club.
Hell yeah. I've done the exact opposite of Kirsty, and there is 2 birthday cakes that I'm trying to demolish my way through. So.
Now,
I'm halfway through the chocolate now, and I barely touched the lemon. So
does it taste like it's been lemon contaminated?
It does, yes, very much so.
I said it.
A lemon chocolate cake.
Yeah, so my neighbour made a nice chocolate cake, or 2 cakes, and the chocolate cake is shaped in the 3 and the lemon in the 0, and it's all in one big container. But like Simon was just saying, when you eat the chocolate, you can definitely taste the lemon.
It's
Nothing wrong
seeped
with that.
in the aroma of lemon. It's touched.
It's like lemon smoked.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, but that is
But
awful.
it's more
I'm like, man,
lemon condensation.
But yeah, so that is and instead of detoxing like Kirsty is, I'm fucking demolishing said cake.
You see a challenge, you go for it.
I'm so glad that you're still
I'm following in
young enough
Simon's
that-
books.
Shall we
I have to ask a genuine question for you guys.
No.
Have you ever seriously
ignore me.
suffered with heartburn or indigestion?
Yes.
The past few days, heavily.
Okay.
I think it might be the
Turning-
cake.
Yeah, on
You're
turning
forgetting,
30.
all of us are about 30, so we kind of do understand this.
Yeah. Before
rheumatism.
hitting my 30s, I had no issue downing food and being fine. Hit 30, it has laid me up for the last 2 days. I came home yesterday and I was like just down in Gaviscon. I was like, this is the most uncomfortable feeling in the world.
That
to me
might
right now.
explain my reaction to the burger on Sunday.
It's even come to that point.
Again?
No, I didn't. But
You didn't.
so
You
I
look like it.
I fasted.
I was gonna say because my mum mode didn't turn on at night,
so I fasted all through Sunday. Like I fasted up to it was 5:30 by the time the food got delivered.
Yeah, around about that.
But I think I had last eaten like the Sunday at like 9 p.m. So what? That's 18 hours of fasting, and I broke that fast with this like 2,500 calorie burger.
So good.
It was amazing, but so the burger went down a treat. Burger was fine.
I imagine it just filled you up quickly though.
Yeah, I started eating chicken tenders. First one went down great. I'm eating the second one, and I'm like, oh boy, oh no.
The third one, a man like goes white. He just did not look good.
But I need to get back into the training arc.
Bleached.
I need to get back into the training arc.
The training
Yeah,
arc.
you need to teach yourself to eat big food before we go and tackle that that challenge down in
Oh, what the breakfast?
Yeah, the breakfast one.
Big breakfast challenge.
So yeah, it's the video I posted in our Discord chat a while back. There's a place about 10 minutes on foot from me. They do like a breakfast. They call it a waffle challenge. It's like 5 of the like American style like waffles, but it's got like scrambled egg, sausage, bacon, hash brown with it. It looks really doable. My only concern would be the time limit. Like I reckon from a volume perspective, I could do it. I don't reckon I could do it in the time. So that's the only thing.
So
25 minutes.
Is it a case of if you eat it within time, it's free, or
correct?
If you don't, then it's full price.
Oh,
yeah, well, it's only like 20 quid.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money for what you get.
Fair, that for what you've told me about it, it seems like a decent price. I imagine it's like one of these would be like £5 normally, because I imagine it's a big, hefty waffle.
Oh, it's a heckin' lad. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up for I'll see if I can pull it up for stream.
I'm pretty sure with this one you could take away a mug for completing it as well.
It's the usual. I think you can take
I completed a food challenge and all I got was this lousy mug.
Yep.
Kind of along the same lines, yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it up for stream. Yeah, here we go. The image is turbo dog shit. I'll pull it on. There we go. That image there on their website doesn't do it justice. But it is, 25 minutes for 4 waffles, 8 crispy bacon, 6 scrambled egg, 4 hash brown, 4 sausages, 20 quid.
Yeah, that is quite hefty, because I mean, look at the bottle of syrup next to it. That's usually what like the size of a normal can of cider or something, like 440 ml.
Yeah, so I kind of want to have a crack at this, but I don't know if I'm going to take a crack at that, or I need to try and redo my 20k attempt. I need to redo myself.
I think you should do that first.
Yeah, I think this is a good way to lead into the 20k.
Use that as training. Like doing the...
So what I feel like is you should do that for the breakfast, and then for your evening food, you should get like the Wingstop share platter, the one that's like 50 odd quid, and then just eat all of the chicken.
Isn't that 100 wings for like 100 quid?
Is it 100 quid? I thought it was. Well, it might have been £100. It wasn't exactly cheap though, but yeah, it was 100 wings and 3 sides. I think it was
3 or 4 fries or some shit like that.
Yeah, which the fries are mwah. Well, all of it is mwah.
All of it's pretty good. Yeah, Wingstop actually all right.
When I found out they did a burger, that's pretty decent.
The fact they do the burger and they do it in all of their flavors. So, Mike, next time you're here, you can get their burger in the mango habanero.
To be fair, I think the mango habanero was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I
It
can't
was
remember
just
if I
on the edge of my threshold.
I can't remember if I told you, but I got it a few weeks after, and it was yeah,
because it starts off quite this is doable, and then it just starts building up rapidly.
By the third wing, I was in pain.
By the third one, this is a bit too much. But
I think for a good balance of heat, I think the Korean's probably one of the better ones.
Oh, the spicy Korean's
not too hot, yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of an all over the place segment. I say segment. That was everywhere. But long and short
that
of
was
it,
our usual tangents.
There were so many segues.
long and short of it is I'm trying to get back into shape for doing food challenges again. It's been a while since I've done a food challenge, but the problem is I've been, I don't know, I don't fucking know. The problem now is I need to be responsible for a building, not a building, but part of a building. You know,
an apartment,
yeah,
a flat, if you want to be all British about it.
Shiny cardboard takes priority above food challenge.
Don't, man. Honestly, from a shiny cardboard perspective, there's new shiny cardboard that just came out the other day, and I was like, hopefully it won't do well. Like, if it doesn't do well, it'll go down in price. Yeah, there was a Nationals yesterday. It was only a small one. I can't remember exactly where it was, but there was a small Nationals, and Branded fucking won it. So the price of the cards is only going to go up. I'm like, good.
Thanks, you twat. How dare you be good at the game?
So I've got the shiny cardboard, and then there's Master Duel, which I saw Lee boot up. A minute
They had
ago.
an update today, so more cards today.
Yeah, Black Wings.
Yeah, you get a free full armor master.
Yeah, you get a free Royal Rare Full Armor Master, and then there's the Black Wing Structure deck as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still Tier Elements fucking running around. Fucking.
Yeah.
The new pack, they've actually added Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon.
They have.
Really?
Yeah.
That card was only
So,
printed
brand new card. It only got
2
printed a
months
few
ago.
weeks ago.
Where's my Bestials? They were released 9 months ago. Give me my Bestials.
No.
But yeah,
What cards do I need?
you need many cards.
I need
Mike,
many cards, but
don't take this the wrong way.
I'm going to take it the wrong way regardless.
You
but
need
carry
to
on.
play a deck from a bit sooner than 2006.
How fucking dare you?
Because the Burn deck is from 2006. Now, the Monarchs has got some newer support, don't get me wrong.
I do know what you mean. I have been having an eyeball at certain ones, but honestly, nothing's really grabbed my attention, if you know what I mean.
Man,
I've generally been like that. I've been trying to look up. I've been trying to look up because I want to build a new deck, but I don't want to build like a meta deck. I want to build like just a fun deck. Like
Yeah, exactly.
my Gate Guardian one, I'm very happy with.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest. I understand what you mean by not building a meta deck. Because one thing that really pisses me off about any sort of gaming is metagaming. Metagaming and min-maxing, that really irritates me. And I know it has probably absolutely nothing to do with what you're talking about, but it reminded me of it and I had to let it out. Sorry. I've now let it out.
Yeah, but
it
you
does
claimed
take a lot
that Exceed
for that
summoning
game.
was like meta when it was used against you.
Well,
to be
that's-
fair, that was just me being salty.
To be fair, that's because Mike's got, he's got some proper old school stuff, which is fine, and it worked back in 2010, but when they've, introduced things that doesn't have like levels and shit anymore, like it just doesn't work. Because that's the thing. I will say, like, it's humbling now, 10 years later, for me to break out the Infernity deck and just get bullied. Like, I bring out the Infernities and I just get slapped. But then, I bring out the Branded and we go from there. But to be fair, Branded's in a really interesting place right now. In the meta.
Because didn't you get a synchro card?
Yeah, we got Despian Luluwa Lilith, which is a level 12. It's a level 12 synchro. But you're probably not going to hard summon it. You can cheat it out with Grangam Yol. I think as well it requires a level 4 tuner, which is...
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, isn't really an issue because, the most proficient Branded builds are running Cartesia and Quem, which are both level 4 tuners. If you wanted to run a slightly more budget version, you could run Ecclesia, and Ecclesia is also a level 4 tuner. So yeah, we got the Synchro. Arguably, you could run Baron, because Baron is just, any Bestial plus any of the names that I just mentioned. Chaos Angel, but Chaos Angel is like 50, and I see that card only going up in price. Yeah. But I mean, the benefit of the future of Branded, I think, is it's a lot of one-offs. So I was looking at them a little while ago, like earlier today. I was like, do I just buy them? I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna give it a few weeks, and we'll go from there. But to kind of circle back to your point you were saying about building something not meta, this is something that we were talking about yesterday, like Ellis, Chris, and I. I love like the anime decks from like our childhood. Like take Cyber Dragon as a great example. Like when Cyber Dragon first released, it was 3 Cyber Dragons and the fusions, right? That was it. Now you can build a whole competent deck around that, and I love that legacy support as someone who has played this game since 2004. The only problem is I wish, as someone who does like, unironically run Dark Magician and actually quite enjoys it, I wish they every once in a while provided support to some other anime archetypes. Like they've overdone Dark Magician and Blue Eyes to death. Like, they need to do more stuff like they've recently done with Gate Guardian, right? I love those Gate Guardian cards. Like they're not absurdly powerful, but they're solid, right? And that's what I like about them. They're decent, and they like it's it's not going to go and win any tournaments anytime soon. But in the world of like local, not locals, you could say locals, but like countertop, like ran your friends, it's a great deck to play. And then there's Ellis bringing out 2019 meta with
hell
rocks,
yeah, brother. With my solid rocks.
Solid rocks, brother.
Out, like 2006.
To be fair, that's what fucking like that's what the 2006 meta was. 2006 meta was Monarchs. And to be fair, Monarchs were playable like way into like early 2010. Like if you look at one of the most popular formats, which is Edison, which is from like March or April 2010, Caius the Shadow Monarch is in like every fucking deck because of how good it is.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you guys were down here, and I was up by yours, Simon. And this was I was a bit tired, and you guys talked me into playing a couple of games.
We did,
and I won both of those games.
There you go. You see.
But the problem is, because I was so tired, I don't recall how. All I know is that I just won.
Sometimes you win by being the least offensive.
Yeah. Almost like Chris, who was highly drunk playing his and managed to pass out, wake up, finish the game, win, and then die afterwards.
I felt like Chris then. Is that? Oh, God.
I can't believe he took a power nap, woke up, won, and then went to bed.
That's what he needed.
I don't need to be awake for any longer. I need to be awake,
I thought he was going to say something along the lines of, I don't need to be awake to kick your ass or something.
The man...
I would have like, studying or something, but I thought that might be a bit rude.
The man literally power cycled.
He did.
Unreal scenes.
And it helped him.
But yeah, like I think it's crazy how we've like all managed to get back into the game. Like I know I got back in quite heavily I think it was like just as COVID kind of started. Like it was 2020 that I started like looking at the game again. And I made some very poor financial decisions. I bought some cards that were worth a hell of a lot and have been reprinted to death since and are now worth nowhere near that much. Looking at you, Magician's Souls. Yeah, they were like £100 a copy when I bought them.
Ouch.
They're not that anymore. I can assure you they're not that anymore. But yeah, like it's one of those things that we've all kind of gone back to because weirdly enough, and I think as well, this is something we were talking about yesterday, the fact that we left college 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And
2013.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. We said that.
Wait, was it? I thought we left college before the London Olympics, or was it after?
So this is where it gets a little bit muddy because Mike, you and I left college a year before Ellis and Chris because we were on a 2-year course.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because we were in a BTEC, so that was only 2 years.
But
Have you used your BTEC since then?
Technically, I have because I still create content. So technically,
Ah, right. So technically, I also have used it. Wonderful. We've not wasted it.
exactly. I've also partially used it in my actual job because I kind of made mention to my boss on the side. We were just chatting about stuff. He mentioned about like making like educational videos and stuff like that, and I said, well, you know, I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I'm proficient in certain editing software. He was like, good to know, and like it's been needed a couple of times.
Yeah.
The only time anyone's actually said, I use my degree outside of,
Technically true.
yeah, outside of having gone to university to get a specific degree to do a specific job.
So what have we got? So obviously, Mike, you and I, we did media production.
Yeah.
Ellis and Chris, you guys were game design.
Yep.
And Lee, you didn't go to like our college. You went to it was like it wasn't like electrician school. It was
How not to blow yourself up.
Thurrock College.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was. I was like, I know you went to something. I honestly couldn't remember. It's been a long time.
Been a while.
I'd say Lee's probably. You've applied like a fair bit of what you did there, like being a dab handyman.
Yep.
He's wired up Ellis's house.
He tried.
No, he did it.
I mean, I tried. Hang on. Hold on.
He came in and went. He went.
fucking
There's no
fact.
earth wire. Where's the earth wire?
Yeah, that's kind of important to have.
Yeah, he looked at our wiring and was like, "No, this isn't good."
Wired by a madman.
Well, it was wired by someone.
I mean, at least he was getting power.
Yeah. I mean, he's done a
Does it
great
work?
job.
Didn't it?
Does it work?
Yeah, it all works great. You've done a fantastic job in figuring out what was going on.
I done that. I done your cooker, and then you moved your cooker.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How dare they remodel their kitchen?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
looking.
COVID happened, and Mum was like getting itchy.
It's looking lovely, by the way. I'm sure when it's like finished, it'll be great.
It'd be nice if it had a floor.
It will never have a floor. I've come to this conclusion. We will never have a kitchen floor ever again.
Are you just telling yourself that so one day when it does have a floor, you're going to be like pleasantly surprised?
I will be
You'll
so
pass out.
right. So I spent the guy that fitted our kitchen. I spent a lot of time with him because it was in COVID. I was on furlough. You know, he happens to be an old family friend. So I spent a lot of time helping him out and moving things with him, or just buying Wimpy because that's what you do. And he said, "Oh, how long do you think it will be until they've decided on a floor?" And I said, "I won't see you next year to finish the fit." He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, they won't have one this time next year. I'll bet you they will not have a floor." That was 2 years ago.
And it is now May 2023.
Yeah. It got finished February 2 years ago, and here we are, floorless.
My
And
word.
I'm just well aware there's a little bit of a hole in the concrete, and we have kids that come over, and I'm like, please do not go down, do not face
Don't
down in this
fall
room.
in.
Yeah, they are young
Amazing.
babies. I'm like, please just don't hurt yourselves in this kitchen.
Stick up like a little barrier around it and put like health and safety signs out, so that way if they do, well, it's their own signs.
Babies don't understand what a sign mean.
Well, maybe they should.
I mean, I don't understand what those signs means.
Right, get an electric fence.
Yeah, just electric barbed
An
wire.
electric fence.
Just go nuclear immediately.
Speaking of electrical things, I've got the opportunity to do some pack testing training.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Mr. Painter and Decorator over there.
What? No. Yeah, well, yes, but no. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that because it's a job at the hotel, for the hotel, in which I can get to do this and not be pestered to be doing other things as well.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
It's got to be done.
Cat testing.
That's actually really good because you
I
can
know.
do that everywhere else. You can come and do my building. We have plenty.
Will you cover travel expenses?
No.
Well, that sounds
That's
rude.
not how it works. Then.
Pat testing is weird. Like I was chatting with
if you're using it for your own domestic use, you don't need it tested whatsoever. So you don't need to worry about it. But if you're like letting it out as a holiday let, it's like at a hotel or a place of business where these electrical things get left there.
Where it has access to the public, basically.
Yes,
It's
then it needs to
weird.
be tested.
And as well, like, I don't think it's that universal. Like, I remember explaining pat testing to Paddy, like my boss, and he's like, "That seems really inefficient." I'm like, "I know," because
it pays well.
Yeah, no, hey, not disputing that, but we kind of explained the concept to him. So he was like, so let me get this straight. You could buy a toaster. That toaster could sit in your apartment all day and doesn't matter. But you take that toaster to the office, all of a sudden someone has to test it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just laughed.
It's because if there's any fault with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get the purpose of it.
It's protecting yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, and I get the purpose of
protecting
it.
the company, yeah.
Yeah, because if that toaster then suddenly blew up, there's
there's a claim.
problem. But if it was pat tested, you're all right.
Yeah, but
there's blame, there's a claim.
that same toaster in my flat, no one gives a shit. Like,
because it's only you.
I mean, they might be a bit sad when you
it
blow
blows
yourself up with your toaster.
Mike, are you saying I don't matter?
Oh.
In the
I
kind
think he called
of
you a
word.
slut.
Come from.
I wish.
The turn that took.
On that fine note, speaking of toast and all that, I've got to go cook some dinner, so I've got
Yes,
to.
I've been trying to
Oh,
like figure
I
out a way
guess
of
so.
going. Ellis, have you finished with your strike yet? Can we
I finished
leave?
ages ago, but I was too busy chatting about you doing it. I was like, woohoo! But yeah, so I've got to cook dinner and then skedaddle. So it's
Well,
been
we've got pasta if you just prefer that instead, because that's nice and quick.
whatever's.
Just do the pasta. It's your turn.
But yeah, it's been good being here, and I'll have to
On
drop by
episode
again
1
sometime soon.
of the Loading Screen
episode 1.
podcast.
Hell yeah! Hopefully, I can make potentially episode 2.
Oh, fuck knows when that'll be.
The next time he has
Well,
a
there's another
40
technical
gig
fault.
download on his Halo.
How did you know?
Hello.
Well, by the sounds of it, that's quite a regular occurrence between the four of you.
Hey, no, it is for Chris. Fucking, this is the first time I've had it.
Anywho, I will love you and leave you, and speak to you guys soon.
Okay, bye.
Chat to you later.
Bye.
Leave me, Seymour.
Bye bye now. Ta-ta then.
And then there were 5.
6, 5?
5.
Still 5 at the moment.
See if he actually wants me to help him.
Yo, I hit
Otherwise-
50%. It's...
No!
Someone's not happy that you hit
Don't.
50%.
Do you need me?
Wait, it's just moved to recently installed. What does that mean?
What? Yeah, go for it.
I mean,
Yeah, your multiplayer's been installed, but not the campaign.
Ah, you know, Lee, smart man.
You're welcome.
He's a smart cookie.
So we are still on the loading screen. Sadly.
Yes.
cookie.
Is this are we technically mislabeling it right now? Would we be calling it should this be called the installation queue podcast?
Yeah, technically
Um,
it should be.
Question.
Because it's not a
Does the
loading screen.
Have something on it that says loading.
No.
The word
Says
loading.
downloading.
The word loading is on there, so you know if we were to activate a card that said "add one loading card from your deck to your hand," this would totally count.
Loading.
I think.
Keywords.
I think- Take the load.
Oh boy, there it is.
That's what he said.
She said?
They said.
Someone said.
Do you know? I agree. Let's be inclusive. That's what they said.
Yes.
It's also been
Fucking woke.
I mean, there's completely different meanings between downloading and loading, but yeah.
Agreed. I agree. But if we're saying the loading screen, the word loading is on the screen. So within theory, we're advertising correctly.
However, it doesn't quite come across as the same thing.
Well, yes, true. All right. So shifting gears.
Mm.
It's May 2023.
Yes.
Is it?
But
shit.
believe it or not,
Okay, today.
believe it or not, fucking shocker.
Well,
I was going to pitch a question to the group. Games
What?
coming out this year.
Yes. Ah, yeah.
I'm sure there's some, but I don't know though.
There's that new Redfall that came out that has apparently done
That's
really badly.
garbage.
Yeah, that tanked. Which I'm glad it did, because I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to say that was going to be the game for us to check out once we had finished up with Halo. So glad that it did turbo dogshit, because we don't have to do that anymore. However, it does mean we need to consider another game after Halo.
Yes, we'll need to have a good think about that, and
Well, why don't we
ponder.
give the audience a peek behind the curtain? Why don't we
Yes,
talk about it now?
let us ponder.
Well, I've pulled up 2023 in video gaming on Wikipedia.
Okay.
So hold on, I'm scrolling. I need to leave the Halo install on the screen because obviously that matters, right? Where are we? What comes out tomorrow? Okay, so tomorrow we have Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 and Marvel Midnight Suns coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
Yo, you know what comes out on Friday?
I don't. Tell me.
The new Legend of Zelda.
Oh.
Oh my
does
god,
it?
yes, in 2 days' time. That is Friday.
So, how many of us here would consider themselves Legend of Zelda people?
I am.
I played Breath of the Wild, but I haven't played the others.
The only
Same.
one you played.
You know?
I did truly enjoy playing
I've
it.
completed Breath of the Wild. I've not completed the others.
I have never played a Zelda game.
Really?
Never.
I'm slightly surprised at that.
Say I have either.
My entire in terms of let's talk Nintendo consoles. I never owned like a lot of the old ones. I was always a Nintendo handheld guy rather than a Nintendo console guy, so I never had an N64, never had a GameCube. Even though I remember vividly, a core memory of my childhood is saying about how much I wanted a GameCube and Mario Double Dash, and my parents were like, "But do you want anything else?" I was like, "No," and they're like, "We're not getting you a console for one game." To the point where I now want to buy a GameCube and Mario Kart Double Dash. No, just that. And have it sit in my living room and invite my parents over and be like, "I finally got it." 20 years later, I finally got it.
How much
is Mario Kart Double
adult
Dash
money?
I think Double Dash is probably now more expensive than the GameCube. You can pick up a GameCube now for like 90 quid.
That's pretty good.
Shopping.
But yeah, no, to go back to the point, I was never a Nintendo console guy. I was always a Nintendo handheld. So I had a Color, I had an Advance, I had an Advance SP. Never had the Micro, but I had the DS, the DS Lite, the 3DS, and now the 3DS XL, and the Switch. Only ever really played Pokemon.
I can tell you that I've not seen any more expensive than £40.
So we're talking all in.
Some of it's used, some of it's not. But if you got like the console version, the GameCube console that apparently comes with Mario Kart Double Dash, that is £244 used.
So that's a bundle. But if I bought the console and Double Dash separately, we're talking 130, 140 all in.
Like Mario Kart Double Dash is on the. It is a bundle, but it's on the actual box for the GameCube.
Oh,
like the outside cardboard box that you get these games.
So it would have been sold as like one of those bundles that back in the day that
Yeah.
no one really gets.
Yeah, back in-
Right. Gotcha.
No one really gets because it usually comes with one game that you don't want to play whatsoever.
So apparently, going back to the list of installs, not installs, sorry. Going back to the list of games coming out. Apparently there's a Lord of the Rings game coming out this month.
Oh, it's not that
Really?
bloody Gollum game, is it?
It is.
I don't
Oh,
understand
man.
that.
That
Why?
just give me nightmares.
I get they kind of want to make a stealthy sort of game with Lord of the Rings, but why not use, I don't know, one of the Rangers or a Hobbit?
We had a Ranger one.
Technically, Gollum was a hobbit, right?
Gollum is a strange, sad little creature.
But he was a hobbit.
He was sort of Hobbit, but he was actually more of a one of the river folk. But yes, he was the same, like a subspecies, so to speak.
So I must have completely forgot this game was coming out. So is this a Lord of the Rings game where you just play as Gollum?
Yes.
I see.
He was a store hobbit.
store hobbit, so he was store bought, was he? Bought in
No.
Tesco's.
He was
Really
he
like
was
hobbits.
Asda own brand Hobbit.
Of course.
He was technically a hobbit.
He has Hobbit.
Hold on, wait. I know the meme. Did he go to Isengard?
God.
I mean, did he?
How old is that meme?
He actually went to Barad-dûr. Are you
Harold's-
right there? Do you need
Harold's-
a cough drop? A little,
No, I
how you
think
say, sippy of a little water
Do I
to
have any
moist
with it?
your throat?
So,
No, I think I'm having a little bit of a cold coming on, so I'm like,
Oh dear.
as
Mm.
a random aside, this is one I think for potentially me and you, Lee. Apparently it comes out this month. It's to be announced. There is a game, and I have no idea. It doesn't even have a Wikipedia article. It's called WrestleQuest. It comes out on Windows and the Nintendo Switch. It's apparently an action role-playing game. We should keep an eye out for this.
Okay.
you know what's coming this year is Advance Wars 1 and 2.
That's already out.
Is it already out?
Yeah, it's already out. I've been playing it. Well, do you know every time you've been on the chat and you've heard Sidewinder? That's the CO power from Advance Wars 2.
Sidewinder.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was already out.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't. I was
Why you no listen?
To be fair,
I
that
didn't
is-
know.
To be fair, you do have an issue listening to us sometimes.
Oh my god, this is like
What was it?
usually it's women complaining that men don't listen, and now it's just you lot going, you don't listen.
Well,
But you don't listen.
from what I've heard from when you guys have been playing Destiny, they'll tell you something, and then about 5-10 minutes later, you'll repeat that as if it's new information.
Okay, so usually this is because I'm too engrossed in what I'm doing to actually pay attention to what people are saying around me, or I think they're just talking amongst themselves because they're on something that I'm not on, because I'm so far behind to the rest of them.
Oh.
Then I'm like, oh, I've caught on to what you're talking about now.
I think the resolution is just listen. Absorb.
Listen. Okay.
Absorb. If you're unsure, clarify. Like, was that to me or?
Next month.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6 is out next month.
That's exactly what I was going to go on and say, because I'm not going to cover every game because there's some that I don't give a shit about. Street Fighter 6 is next month. I was going to say I'm not a big fighting game guy. Technically, that's a lie. I can be, as long as they're Dragon Ball games. I will play the shit out of Dragon Ball games.
I mean, I think the two fighting games that I usually end up playing is like Tekken and Soul Calibur series. Although recently I did pick up what was it? Hold on a sec. Let me just back out of this.
I tried Soul Calibur 5
BlazBlue?
and 6, and I didn't enjoy either of them.
It was BlazBlue. I've yet to actually play that yet, so I don't know how good that is.
I haven't touched a Tekken in a while. I remember, Lee, didn't we do a versus in Mortal Kombat, or at least something in Mortal Kombat a while ago? That was 10, wasn't it?
10, yeah. I think
Yeah.
It's been...
Has 11's been released and
11's been released.
12 is in production?
So,
But I've never been a big Street Fighter guy, is kind of what I'm getting at. Diablo 4 is next month.
I've got mixed feelings about the Diablo series because I got burnt out of Diablo 3 so much that I see Diablo 4 and say, do I want to try and wade into that again, or am I just going to end up curled up on the sofa just thinking, oh, will someone hurry up and put me out of my misery?
Now, you got to bear in mind that Diablo 4 is from the same guys as You Guys Don't Have Phones. Solid
I
meme.
do not know that.
So that was where they announced Diablo Immortal. Everyone thought it was going to be Diablo 4. They announced Diablo Immortal as a mobile exclusive. The crowd rebelled against it, and the guy on stage went, "What, do you guys not have phones?"
All right, yeah, so
Yep.
a bit of an ass who thought it was funny, but he wasn't.
How's it going, Ray Ray? Hope you're doing well. You gorgeous man yourself.
Hello.
But so Diablo 3. Here's the thing. Diablo 3 was one of those games that fell into a weekend bracket for me and Lee, in that There was a period of time where me and Lee would play a new game like every Saturday. We would play it for like 8 hours straight and never play it again.
Imagine paying for a game that was like £3.
Yeah, like we would pick up a game, dirt fucking cheap, play it an entire Saturday, never play it again. And we did that with Diablo 3.
Wow.
We played Diablo 3 for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And never picked it up again. So I never got the opportunity to be burnt out on it. The problem is as well is that I really enjoyed my time with it. We just never got back to playing it. But
you got Aliens Dark Descent. That looks good.
Aliens Dark Descent. What one's that?
That
That's
was
one
the
with the
XCOM
aliens.
style.
Yes. Oh, I remember you
It's more
mentioned that.
real-time.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. That looks really interesting, actually. And that comes out the same day as the fucking Crash MOBA. Crash
They're
Team
doing a MOBA.
Rumble.
They're doing
Right,
a Crash
okay.
Bandicoot MOBA.
Yeah, Crash Team Rumble. It's a MOBA. It's a Crash MOBA.
I'm not into MOBAs, but I might have to have a gander just to see what the hell it's all about.
Because it's under the Crash IP, right?
Yes.
I'll check it out. Like, it can't be that bad, surely. The only problem, from what I'm seeing here, is it's PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox Series X. I'm not seeing a PC release. At the moment. Chances are it will come at a later date.
Why not order PC for games?
What else we got here? We have... So, even though it's not... I mean, to be fair, cry about it. Even though it's not a multiplayer release that we could play for multiplayer content, Final Fantasy 16 is out next month.
All right.
So, you know, that's a JRPG to sink 200 hours into.
Yeah, I
That's also
Probably
just for the
won't.
story completion, by the way.
I know that it's usually my thing to do, but I probably won't sink my teeth into that one, just so to speak, because I find modern Final Fantasy games are really, really, really big, to the point where it's a bit of a monumental effort just to get into it.
I think that's the thing with a lot of JRPGs. Like, I remember seeing Final Fantasy 15 and being very impressed by what I saw. I mean, to be honest, I was turned off of Final Fantasy because I loved 12. I thought 12 was an excellent Final Fantasy. Then they released 13, where I think they backtracked a bit. I don't like that they went back to the turn-based combat after introducing the newer combat in Final Fantasy 12. And then they made Final Fantasy 13 too. And then they made Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, and we're like, okay, we get it. Like
Yeah, they were like
get it.
really pushing 13 for some absurd reason.
Then they did 14, which was the MMORPG, which, from what I hear, like, I personally haven't played it. I work with a guy who loves that style of game, and he says it's really good.
I have heard that for 14 is a decent MMO, but again, like you, I'm not into MMOs, to be honest, so I suppose that's the case of, it floats your boat, you floats your boat.
And plus, like, 16 by the looks of it is PS5 exclusive for the time being, so fuck knows when that'll come to PC. What else we got?
Probably next year, probably following year.
Sonic Origins Plus. Sonic Origins is a 2022 video game compilation, even though it's apparently releasing in 2023. Oh, okay, it's essentially the, what have we got here?
Oh, I think it came out on console first, and then it's now going on PC. It's basically a bunch of the older Sonic games.
It was released digitally to celebrate the 31st anniversary series, an expanded version adding new playable characters and 12 Game Gear Sonic games, including... Okay, yeah, so it's just a re-release. Okay. I hate the fact that that's being included as like a new release. That makes me sad. What else we got here? We've got Cricket 24. I'll probably play that. Fucking cricket career mode, am I right?
What game
No, not for
coming
me.
out this year?
Go on.
RoboCop.
Is there meant to be a Robocop game this year?
There's a RoboCop game. It actually looks really good.
When's that coming out? Do we know?
I think this year, apparently.
Oh, so it hasn't got like a confirmed date. It's just oh, man.
See, I thought he was going to say a Robot Wars game.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
thought he
all
was going
for
to do that. I would be for that.
Where is Francois?
Is he all right?
safe?
Is he safe?
Is he all right? Yeah,
Legend of
man.
Fonz, so I shall continue.
I need to. So here's the thing. So I need a couple of things. First and foremost, I need to set up my consoles to my streaming setup again because I do want to stream some of the console games because I want to be able to stream off my PS2, which means I need to move all these pop vinyls out the way, which means I need to get my shelves up, which means I need to sort out that back wall.
Are you procrastinating on this right now?
It's not that I'm procrastinating. I'm partially procrastinating on it. I also haven't, I've asked my good friend Lee to assist with it. Lee said he would because Lee is a gracious god, and of course he will be compensated. We just haven't really penciled down a weekend to do it. And by we, I mean me asking Lee when he's available to do it.
Ask him right now.
Hey Lee, when are you
He's
free?
Whoa, this is
Whenever you're free.
You're
You're the one who works weekends, not me.
I work every 1 in 3.
Exactly, but I don't know what that 1 in 3 is.
He worked this one, and he worked the one before, so he should be good to go.
Yeah, but when he says 1 in 3, does that mean he has out of 3? Does he work on the second one, or does he work on the first one?
I work
would
one
say-
and then I have 2 off.
Hang on. So why? Hang on. Are you saying that you work the first?
No,
first
so
week
I'm scheduled to work
a month?
1. No. I'm scheduled to work 1, and then I will have the next 2 off, and then I will work the next one. Now, the
Okay.
problem lies in there where, we potentially do swaps and things like that, which is why I've worked so many Saturdays recently, because I've been covering some for people having, time off and shit.
Whoopsies.
I'm always happy to do that because as someone who doesn't do a lot, I'm always happy to cover for people. Now, the problem lies in... I'll tell you what, Lee. Let me bring up a calendar. Let me bring up a calendar. I'm not working this Saturday, but I am working the 20th, and then I'm in Mallorca.
Yep.
Um,
I am going to dip because my brother has graciously made me dinner.
Well, that's
so
nice of him.
I'll catch up with you guys later.
Okay.
enjoy dinner.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
We've now just lost
And there were
both
4.
our guests.
We have lost both of our
Both
guests.
our
We
guests
we
left.
have
The
bored.
food of all
We've
things.
Yeah.
we've bored our guests to tears.
Yeah.
How are you looking?
My
I
eyes.
might just add, I do love how that you are showing the calendar. I'm watching stream, but your face cam is covering the calendar.
Listen, cry about it. My stream preview hasn't actually caught up to that point as of yet. How bad is it?
Okay, that'd be why.
How bad is it?
I can see the 22nd, 23rd, 24th onwards
Okay.
of May.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, hold on. We're gonna get to a point where I think my preview is actually up to date with it. Let's do that. Oh yeah, no, that's pretty bad, isn't it? It's pretty bad.
That is very bad. Yeah.
How are you looking? The question is, do I want to try and squeeze it in before Mallorca? That's
No,
pretty. That's short notice. That's short notice.
Let's
How does the 3rd of June strike you?
3rd of June. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I can pencil that in
Excellent.
and get back to you if there's any problems.
That sounds marvelous. See?
Okay.
Wonderful. Because by then, what will have happened is I've got my polyfill and a thing, so
Yes.
I can at least cover in the where the TV bracket was. So
Yes.
I can do that. That can at least be done.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. See, progress. God, I love having a podcast. We're getting shit done.
Only because you kind of have to when we say, "Have you done this yet?"
And the fact of the matter is, this is now on record, so
It is on record.
Which means you have to do it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So back to what we were discussing anyway. In terms of game releases, Hogwarts Legacy comes out to the Switch in July.
Okay. I think that's something that I'll probably pick up if it comes on Game Pass or something.
Okay, question for the group. Because I see it. RoboCop is allegedly going to come out in September. It doesn't have a confirmed date, but it's apparently penciled in for September.
Okay.
Question for the group, seeing as we haven't actually discussed games are excited for coming out this year, which is kind of the point that I was getting at. Will Starfield release on its current expected release date, or will it be pushed back?
Oh, I don't know.
Bear in mind, it's already been delayed a couple of times.
What was the reason for the delay? Did they say, or
I mean,
did
it was a game that was in production during the pandemic.
Okay, so maybe I think it might actually come now.
Bear in mind, it is penciled to be released for Windows and Xbox Series X on the 6th of September.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, we done.
here's the reason why I bring it up. Obviously, as we all know, as predominantly, probably aside from yourself there, Mike, but I know you've been mainly more PC for a longer period of time. But when it came to console, I know Chris, Lee, and I have been primarily Xbox guys. For the longest time, Xbox really hasn't had exclusives.
No, not really.
And the exclusives have been very weak. So, if you look at it in terms of what was supposed to be like a big thing for like Microsoft, that was going to be Redfall, right? They hyped Redfall at like the last E3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it
No,
kind
there's no such thing as E3 anymore.
No, I know there's no such thing anymore, but what I'm saying is last year, like Redfall, you know they do like the last game reveal?
It was their special conference thing, wasn't it? Which they showed certain things.
Yeah.
Like their one.
And
I can't remember what it's called.
Redfall kind of shit the bed.
We love the guy, but the guy's in traction.
So Starfield is like going to be like Starfield is like due to be like the next big
Yeah, that's by
Microsoft
Bethesda,
thing.
isn't it?
It is by Bethesda, which also does leave me to be concerned with Bethesda's recent track record.
You mean Fallout 76?
Yeah, it didn't release great. Fallout 76, from what I gather, like I haven't played it recently, but from what I gather, is actually a decent experience now.
I mean, they're already working on the next Fallout game.
It just needed like several
Years of updates and fixes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I personally don't think Starfield will release on the 6th. I think it will be pushed back.
I think it will be released.
Okay. My counter question to that is, will it release in a stable, acceptable...
Oh, no, absolutely not.
You think it's going to be a crock of shit?
Yeah, it's going to be buggy.
I mean, to be fair,
So I feel like it's what it is these days. I feel like... And it is more difficult for game developers now, because it's like... I think the problem is like, the size of games and stuff like that now, you have many different departments. And I think the problem is there's no one person who knows where the game is for every single stage.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Unless for like big games, it is a case of you have to talk to teams
There's no
constantly.
one person. There's no one person who knows everything about the game.
No, but that's like a manager's job to have the more.
Yeah, that's...
but when was the last time you
There's so
had
many faults to look out. Like,
you can't expect one person to be able to catch everything before it mucks up.
No, you can't. But as a counter argument,
As if they've not had an ounce of QA testing. Like, start it up and it's just
that's it.
yeah, but they can't test everything.
Can they test? Can they test everything? No. However, seeing...
Fun fact, right? Here's a fun fact for you, right? Ark Survival. If you play that with a Razer mouse that is plugged into an external USB hub on a certain amount of hertz, it freezes the game and crashes it.
Yeah, but those aren't the kind of bugs.
That is what's called an edge case, right? That is an edge case. Yes, you wouldn't test that. I 100% agree with you. That is an edge case. The absolute state of Redfall and, to an extent, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is just not on. Like, you know, you've got PCs with, like, fucking, I don't know, what are they on, i9s, i10s, with, like, a 4080 or whatever shit. and it's doing 19 FPS. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that is fundamentally, like, that's not an edge case like, a Razer mouse plugged in. Like, that I understand. You wouldn't actively test that because fundamentally, if you were testing for, like, everything in that regard, you'd be fucking QA testing your game for 10 years, right? But
then you're being what's called development hell.
But surely someone somewhere must have gone, something ain't quite right here. Like, it almost looks like, and we know this, Lee, as people who play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like they didn't test it at all.
Yeah.
Take Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Great example, Saw Gerrera, new character they've put in the game, right? Supposed to work with the Rebel faction. They released him, and in his own marquee event, the event that everyone has to play, and they give you a set team, you could just press the auto button. So you're not playing the game at all. The game is playing itself. It goes into an infinite turn meter loop. What? How? Like, you're telling
it's
me...
only with Cassian's ability, isn't it, which causes exposed?
Yes. But you would also... you're likely to use Cassian with him because he falls under the synergy.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's almost like...
But it's only on his second ability, which doesn't do damage.
Yes. But what I'm getting at here is one of the first things you should probably test is, right, I'm using this new character who is a rebel leader. Right, let's test him with every rebel to look at these interactions. It's not like he breaks... I don't know, like Royal Guard. Like, you're probably not going to use Royal Guard with Saw Gerrera because Royal Guard is a fucking Empire tank. But a rebel support character who he fundamentally buffs created an infinite turn meter loop. Like, that's the kind of thing where it just looks like they haven't tested the game. And that's what I feel like has happened with Jedi Survivor, which I openly haven't played, I'll be honest. I'm only going by, the internet's reaction.
Yeah, I've seen multiple people. I know, like, frames have been dropped a little bit. I haven't seen like major. Like, not like to the point where I would say like Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk was turbo fucked. I think
it's way too intensive on hardware.
Cyberpunk, I think was a certain point in time where I think everyone kind of looked at games a bit differently. Like, I can personally say I have not pre-ordered a game since Cyberpunk. Because of that. Because I pre-ordered Cyberpunk because I bought into the hype. And, yeah.
Fortunately, it didn't work out.
Watch trailers,
Did
bro.
not work out.
It's a trap.
Yeah, that's why I don't anymore. I will say, now I will go on record and say, in the Loading Screen episode 1, 80% by the way,
Nice.
I will say, I might break that for F123. And the sole reason I might do it is because if I buy the Super Special Edition, you get to play it 3 days early, and I happen to have that week off work. That's the only reason I might do it. Probably a dumb thing to do, just to play a game early. But yeah, anyway, that was obviously a discussion about the games industry as a whole. Mike, what do you think about Starfield? Do you reckon it will get pushed back, or will it release as a piece of shit? I like the way that no option I give you here is it will release and be stable and run fine.
Oh no, that's impossible. It's Bethesda. Anyway, the guys who famously said about when Fallout 76 first came out, it just works, okay?
What a quote! I want that on my gravestone.
I just work, okay? No, I think it'll. I'm going to be somewhat optimistic. I was going to say it's going to get pushed back.
Pushed back to when?
Oh, fuck. How am I supposed to know that?
Because I tell you what, actually, I said it'd be pushed back and I didn't give a date. So, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it gets pushed back to late October because they still want to cash in on that sweet, sweet holiday money.
I'm going to say November then, because think about it. It's Thanksgiving in November for the
Yankee
Americans.
Doodle Land.
And then the following month is like the whole Christmas rush. So I think November. Start advertising around October and then try and release it in the November time. So that'll start getting people. And also Black Friday is after
That's true.
Thanksgiving. So I think if it comes out this year, it'll be then.
Okay.
If upon failing that, it'll probably come out. I'm not sure. Is that a significant date in early year for games?
What
Maybe
date?
before Easter? I don't know. Just
I'm paying enough attention to it.
Chris, what do you reckon?
I'll just go, oh, Game Pass has a new game.
That's true, yeah. As someone, you're someone who doesn't really buy games anymore, do you? You're just like, yep, Game Pass, sweet.
But I know you guys, so
you're just subscribed.
you're just like, oh look, there's a new game, guys.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's been rare for me. I say rare for me to buy games. I did buy 2 recently, but I was doing a bit of retail therapy. No, I was celebrating my pay rise. I bought Elden Ring and Nier Automata. Haven't played either of them yet, but you know.
Oh, Elden Ring's so bad, actually. I actually want to try that.
What?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah.
I don't know how many seconds I would last though.
Oh, barely any. I mean, to be fair, from what I've seen, you are supposed to lose the first fight, but you can beat it if you want to.
Yeah, only if you want to, though.
Challenge. Not even going to say it.
Odds on.
50 quadrillion.
No chance. I like myself too much.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is due to be this year.
Oh yeah,
I don't
that's
know if it's this year or is it next year?
It's on the list for this year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was next year because I'm sure I thought it was this year, and then I saw someone say like, "Oh, it's next year."
I say that.
Oh, okay.
I say it's on the list for this year. It's on the article of 2023 in video games on Wikipedia. It could easily be pushed back. And I think this is interesting. I think it's a point worth bringing up because it's been advertised in a really interesting way. I say advertised. There hasn't actually been any kind of advertising material for it. But one of the things that I'm hearing a lot is one of the quotes that's going around is we're stripping it back to more of what early Assassin's Creeds were. So your prominent selling point for the game is there's less content.
Just bring back that old fucking mod.
No, they mean like as in like the style, like the gameplay wise. You know how the old Assassin's Creed gameplay was like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from one
button was
all the way through to
arms,
Black
one button
Flag.
was.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're looking at that kind of gameplay instead.
Yeah.
Well, like sort of like simplifying the controls again.
Yeah.
But keeping like the story as like new stuff. But
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that. I personally, actually, as much as I loved Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I think they were all really, really good. Small problem that I did have with Valhalla at about the 50-hour point, I was like, I'm ready to be done now. And there was still a lot of game left to go.
and it was like, no.
I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just, I'm Blazing Squad flip reversing it here. You're basically like less content. Like if we want to,
less content and making it like different because it's a different.
Yeah,
like it's not the same. Like if you compare Black Flag to Valhalla, completely different. Like gameplays wise, it's not the
It
same.
went from focusing on being an actual assassin to just outright combat all the time.
Yeah.
which is fine. Like again, I have no issue with it, but I'm looking at it from a super microscopic level. Like I get what you're saying. I'm playing devil's advocate
Like
here.
I find in the newer Assassin's Creed games, you don't feel like an assassin.
No, you don't. You absolutely don't.
Full on combat. Do you remember?
Feel more
when
like
they
a
were
warrior.
Yeah, do you remember how there were levels in like the old Assassin's Creed, like it's Ezio's trilogy?
Oh, I
Where
agree.
there were specific missions where you had to be stealthy.
I agree.
Yeah.
No choice.
I agree, and I think they should go back to that because fundamentally, here's the thing.
I think that's what they mean by where they're going back to that.
The best Assassin's Creed game is, in my opinion, Black Flag. However, actually, yes, the best Assassin's Creed game is Black Flag. However, it's also a really good pirate game. If you want to talk about being the best assassin, then it's definitely Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. But yeah, like I think they would do well to go back to that. Again, I'm looking at it from a super casual fucking devil's advocate of your. Sometimes less is more, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, hopefully that does turn out to be good. What else we got here? Go on, what you got, Chris? I feel like I've cut you off 4 times now, and I apologise.
No, I was just saying I wouldn't necessarily interpret it as less, but I would interpret it as the first ones you had to like eavesdrop more and sneak around more.
Intel gathering. You have to do more intel gathering.
Yeah, and like
It's like you remember the whole thing, like when you were being chased, you then had to find somewhere to hide.
Yeah.
And, like, blend in somewhere.
Yeah.
You didn't have that in the newer ones, like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla.
Yeah, the newer ones is more a case of, oh, you've been seen, better fight your way out.
Kill everyone.
Yeah, it's like the age-old argument of there's 2 kinds of stealth. One stealth where no one ever sees you, do the job properly, and the second stealth is where
no one survives.
There's no witnesses because they're all dead.
My only concern with that then, which is totally like fine. My only concern with that is hopefully they get a bit more imaginative with the gameplay. And I'm sure they've advanced in the 16 years since the original Assassin's Creed, but I don't want it to be the model of go to city, right, go to location. Now you have to do 1 trail mission, 1 eavesdrop mission, 1 escort mission.
I don't think they mean like that. I don't think they mean go.
They're not going that far back.
Imagine, like.
Not.
I think they're going back to the way Black Flag was, because I feel like that had a nice amount. Does that make sense? You had your way of free roaming and upgrading, but you also had your kind of like stealth missions and stuff like that.
I would spend hours in Black Flag. I wouldn't even do missions. I'd just sail around in my boat and blow up other boats.
And listen to sea shanties.
Oh, the sea shanties. Love the fucking sea shanties.
I think that's where they mean where they're going to go back. Like,
I hope so. Yo, do you remember GTA, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition?
Yes.
Lee does. He got it.
Yeah.
That's coming to phones this year, apparently.
Wow.
Oh dear.
The reboot of the Forza Motorsport franchise is coming out this year as well. Apparently in Q2. That'll excite me because I love my racing games. Jackbox Party Pack 10. There's 10 of them things.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we could stream one of them.
Well, I mean, we're a bit late now.
Well, let's see. Why don't you download the new one? See what downloads first: Halo Infinite or Jackbox.
Well, the Halo update.
Most downloads do one at a time, oddly enough.
Yeah. Hold on. Do I have any installed on Steam? Let's find out. Hold on. No, sadly, my Jackbox Party Pack 8 is uninstalled. There's a Fall Guys update queued apparently as well. That's crazy. What else we got here? Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out for the PS5 this year apparently. I downloaded the first one. I haven't played it as of yet, but that's the PC version, like the remaster. I assume it's still good. Yo, boys, I've found the multiplayer game on the list.
Oh,
Payday 3.
Something about that ages ago.
No, what? I know that it was discussed ages ago because it was revealed ages ago, but fucking, we're going to be on the Payday 3 content grind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, could do. I mean, Payday 2 was fun, so why not?
Payday 2 was what, 2014? 2013?
I want to say 2014.
Payday 2 is an old game.
It is an old game.
Yo, Punch Club 2. That game came out in 2016. Holy shit. Might have to visit that at some point. I hear that was really good. What else we got on this list? Skate Story. I don't know if that's an offshoot of the Skate franchise. Wasn't we supposed to get Skate 4 at some point?
I don't think it was officially ever.
You don't think it was officially ever like?
No, I think it was just like hopes and dreams.
I know Chris was a Skate 3 enjoyer. The Hall of Meat challenge. It's because back in the day, Chris was a skater boy. And he would see you later, boy.
Maybe I have the fucked up shins to prove it.
Yo, no word of a lie. 20 hours ago, Skate 4 gets new release date update. Hold on. Hold. Oh, no, I just rejected the cookies. Fucking, this site's going to shut down. The Slate
gonna blow.
The Slate suggests that Skate will not release until mid-2024. Boo. Boo. Tokyo Stories. Tray Racers. Oh! Fucking completely unrelated. I saw this on is it on the is it on Game Pass actually, or is it a console one? Hold on. I need to check now. Coming to Game Pass. Fuga 2, Railway Empire 2. I started playing the first one recently. Most popular, leaving soon. Oh, my friend Pedro is leaving soon. Damn, that's crazy.
Oh. Goodbye, Pedro.
All
So can
PC.
we just appreciate that Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is still getting updates?
It's mad. That's a 2017 game.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna see if it's on the Game Pass app. Do you know what I found on my Xbox One the other day that I downloaded? You remember Star Wars Racer, the pod racing game?
I recall it, yeah.
That's on Games with Gold. I fucking downloaded it for free yesterday.
Games with Gold, bloody hell.
It's not on here, sadly. It's not on a PC release. It must just be on console. Game Pass has now got over 400 games on it as well. Like, look at some of this as well. Like, it's just content up the wazoo. What if at some point we did some Quake Arena? Surely there is enough content on Game Pass for us to be able to...
No, absolutely.
Oh, why would you say Quake for this?
Don't get me wrong, I would love to play some Destiny. Hey, Mike, Wait, what?
Do the raid.
Yeah, we will. I'm well up for doing the raid. You know I'm up for doing the raid. Mike, didn't we discuss a new Salt series for you playing Ninja Gaiden?
Oh yeah.
But well, you've got to get over your hatred of Ni no Kuni first, right?
I was thinking about that. I think this week I was just gonna do just a grinding stream on that, just to get my levels up in order to carry on with the story and that. But yeah, it's basically Ni no Kuni's case of once the story's done, I'm moving on to another game.
You're done with it. Yo, Ni no Kuni 2?
That will be after. You know what? It is something I've been considering. I might do, if I get time, then I'll probably try and do 2 streams a week, which most likely usually be on the weekend. But maybe I could do one day's salty Saturday or something.
Oh, nice. A nice salty surprise on the Saturday.
Or salty Sunday. And then the other day will be what I normally been doing so far. So that could work.
So I finally am getting my ass into gear with this whole migrating to Twitch thing.
Ah, yes.
I've actually been in communication with an artist to do some channel
Again.
art. I will say I've been doing a terrible job in the fact that they have been messaging me daily, and I kind of procrastinate on it.
Get on with it, man. Otherwise they'll ignore you.
They won't, because they want the business. Here's the thing: they're trying to sell to me. I haven't contacted them. They're trying to sell to me, right?
Yes, but if you don't you have to at least talk to them, because otherwise they'll assume that you're no longer
I
interested.
spoke with them yesterday. They might have messaged me this morning, and I might have ignored it, but that's besides the point.
I hope they're watching this, just so they got a rough idea of who they're working with.
Oh, dude, I at no point of disguise. I am just the worst. I think part of it is just I don't like speaking to people.
Ah, right.
All right, scratch that. Speaking to people
Social
I don't know that well.
That's fair. Like, treat it like you would like a business email.
Kind of warmest regards. Hopes this message finds you well.
No, I said like a normal email, not like a normal business email, not like a usual, like the language of emails, which kind regards is the usual goodbye, but regards is you fucked me off for the last time.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, but to go back to that, yeah. So I'm gonna complete the switch over to Twitch, and I want to revive the original schedule, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to revive that. And of course, you know, co-star with Lee on our wrestling streams that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever GM mode is to be revived.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably along the same time as Journey of Wrestling as well.
Oh, fucking yeah.
Let's see what comes out first. The new update for Journey of Wrestling. We're streaming again.
Well, you know, I'm happy to do it every Saturday. Like, you know, this is like a two-way street. You're the guy that you're the guy that streams it. So if you want to do it one weekend, just let me know ahead of time, and I'm sure we can do. Sure we can sort something out. I buzz.
Definitely.
But yeah, because we're only a few weeks off finishing up season 1 on GM mode, right?
Yeah.
With my SmackDown 6. But yeah, no, I do want to revive the old schedule. I liked the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that way as well. I think it opens it up to the point of if I want to stream other days during the week, I will. Because you know, originally I had that schedule because I used to travel to London on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Obviously, I don't do that anymore. So my evenings could be a bit more open. Now, do I want to keep those open to do other things, or do I want to potentially, you know, stream on those days? I know that what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it with the same thing where I'm not going to play the same game across multiple days. I'm going to keep switching the games. Will that suck for the algorithm? Potentially. However, it keeps it free in my mind. Like, take when I've, like, no-lifed certain games in the past and streamed it every day, like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, right? Since I beat that game on stream, I have not opened it. Like, it has just sat on my Switch. I have not
almost
played
like you've somewhat burnt yourself from it.
Yep. And I don't want to do that. So I want to revive, because of course we were playing, not Stardust Accelerator, we finished that. Reverse of Arcadia. I need to revive that and actually finish that. We were on like part 3 or part 4. Obviously we have our multiplayer stream, which fuck knows what it'll be after we finish Halo. I'm sure we'll be able to find a game on Game Pass. It's done!
Ah! And we've got
3.
23 minutes to spare.
Yeah, oddly enough, we're not playing Halo. I think we'll wrap up the loading screen episode 1 in due course.
Got no more games to load.
Is that enough?
But I'm sure we'll be able to find something like multiplayer or cooperative on Game Pass. Like we have that resource there. We might as well utilize it, right?
Yeah.
Hundo.
So we'll revive something. We'll figure something out for the Wednesday. Don't know what. We'll have to do some exploration of what's on there, and we'll figure something out. And to be honest, the realization's just hit me that I never properly finished Pokemon Violet. I never actually fully finished it. I was doing something for the champion, and I never finished it.
Oh wow!
So I should really
Quickly
do
load
that.
that up, finish that off.
I should really.
Might as well wait till the new DLC comes out.
I could, to be fair. Yeah. Where do we know when that's coming out? Actually, let's have a look.
1 is this year.
Oh, are they splitting the
I think it was
releases
this
like
summer.
they did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're doing the 2 releases like they did with Sword and Shield, right?
Mhm.
Pokemon Violet DLC. Pokemon.com. Pokemon Violet and the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero. Initial release date the 27th of February 2023. That doesn't sound right. You, huh?
Yeah.
Right, hold on, we have an article. Do you have a release date? If not, do you have an idea on release date? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC could bring back Hisuian and fossil Pokemon. Oh, yeah, whatever. Oh, this is like a wish list. I don't think you actually have a release date. Oh, fuck off.
The first was the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero.
Yep.
And the other one was Indigo something?
It's like Indigo Isle or
Which-
Indigo League or something.
Yeah. It's looking like something that might be like kind of like a battle, like arena kind of thing.
That could be interesting. I'd be down for that.
Release date for the Teal Mask, which is the first one. You got part 1, the Teal Mask, is to be released in fall 2023. And Indigo Disc is stated for release in winter 2023.
Okay, so they are
They're
both
quite
coming
close
out
to
this
each
year.
other.
Nice. I wonder if the games will run better by then. That's the thing. I could look past it for Pokemon Violet because it wasn't all the time and the games were really fucking good. I still don't think that they should have released in that state, but I was able to look past it and still enjoy the games, you know. And finally, random unrelated note, we're getting a Gran Turismo movie this year.
Oh,
The legendary PlayStation racing series.
I don't know,
Okay.
make a movie on it? Sure.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I mean, it's.
Just
I
gonna
guess,
gonna
but
get into
I don't see how it works properly. But okay.
I don't. The premise is. Yeah, so the premise of it, the film is about a Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won a series of Nissan-sponsored video game competitors to become an actual professional race car driver. That is the premise of the film.
That sounds tedious, to be honest.
It does. From gamer to racer. I might give it a watch. It sounds like the kind of thing where what I would do is I would watch it for the sense of... I would watch it for the sense of, like, if I had, like, you know, like the Cineworld or, like, the Odeon Pass.
Oh, and you just want to use it.
Exactly.
That's fair.
So while we're gonna finish up, we're just gonna watch as parts of some content now because my game is installed. We're gonna watch Chris against.
You might be in trouble, man.
No, what are you talking
Oh
about?
dear.
He's playing
Let's see.
Infernity, Chris. You know what to do. Ah, he's got no
He's got no
cards in his
cards
hand.
in
You're
his
fucked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got no cards in his hand.
And he's got
man.
Void Ogre Dragon, which is a spell and trap negate.
Exactly, I'm just ruined.
I'm
Boy,
ruined.
you can do this. Simon will lead you out this.
Well, he's
He
gonna
doesn't.
negate the power bond, which is the problem. Do you know what? That's a decent turn 1 board for Infernity, to be fair. Like, it's not the best, but
Not freaking bad, is it?
I mean, it's no hands and it's a spell and trap negate. I don't even know what the level 6 synchro does, to be honest. I mean,
I'm sure Chris would be nice enough to like go onto it to find out.
no, he's going to attack directly. That's what I would do. Chris loves edging.
Oh my.
See, look, he's edging him. We'll send a card to grave. Here we go. Man's got his plays. Yeah. Here's F. See, what you, You need to try and bait his spell and trap negate, or hope that he just ends up with the card in his hand. Which is part of the problem.
Hmm.
I do love the Cyber Dragon
Not
Infinity pet.
great.
I'm a fan.
It's
You
not
know,
great.
I need to jump back into Master Duel and Ladder for the sole purpose of I'm in Rookie 2. I'm all the way down at Rookie 2. I've fallen from Plat.
I just started the season just now. Well, you when you started the stream, I was like, oh yeah, I can put my deck on there. So I put a similar deck to what I've got, but made the few changes that I want to make to it, and I'm testing it out.
Dark Eruption for Infernity Mirage. My man's taking me back to fucking 2011. This is some shit that I used to do back in the day.
Not going back to 2011 at this rate.
Infernity Mirage effect, tribute, special summon 2 Infernity from the graveyard, unless he doesn't have 2 Infernity. Beetle and Beetle. Oh my god!
I've seen this before.
I'm fucking getting some flashbacks.
So how do I win?
If
That's
he's
the neat thing. You don't.
Yeah, I think at this point he's got a couple of plays. He could go into a 6 with Beetle and Patriarch, which is exactly what he's doing. Is he synchro climbing? I think he might be synchro climbing.
I think he's gonna do it.
Infernity Doom Archfiend, and then he
Although,
could
yeah,
go Beetle and the
more.
Archfiend into an 8. Although personally, as much as he's got the spell and trap negate, I would have personally done the 2 Beetles and the Void Ogre Dragon into a 12. You could do like Hot Red Dragon King Calamity. 100 Eyes Dragon, fucking banish. He's gonna banish the Mirage and use the effects. Let's go. Chris, I don't mean to... Wait, what? What does that thing do? You didn't banish the Mirage. You banished the Infernity Doom Archfiend. You can target one card on the field, negate its effects. Then, if you have no cards in your hand, you can destroy it. Oh, it's a pop. If this card battles an opponent's monster, any card... I would have copied the effect of... Infernity Mirage. However, that said, that is game on board.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'd honestly be surprised if he didn't finish me this turn. Like, yeah.
Well, he's just activated the effect to... Like, he's used the effect of 100 Eyes to negate the effect of a card on the field.
He may have goofed. It's easily done on this fully thing because it prompts you to negate your own effects when you have a negate on the
Has he did the Master Duel yup buttons?
Yeah.
Just yup buttons. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, game on board.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Hey, Chris, look, I'm not going to lie. If you'd been playing anything else, I would have been rooting for you, but Infernity is like my pet deck. I fucking love Infernities, man.
It's alright, I got next one.
Yeah, you got another one. That being said, we are going to wrap up episode 1 of the Loading Screen podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed just essentially us having a bit of waffle for an hour and 30 odd minutes while my Halo Infinite update installed. We talked about some future plans, some stuff coming up in like games going forwards. And generally, I like to think we had a good time. I'm sure we'll do another one of these in a couple of years.
Probably next year.
Next week when we have another technical difficulty.
We will not have another technical difficulties. You be quiet, boy.
Technical difficulties, that's what we get.
But
Everything's broken when we touch it.
who's touching what?
What?
Huh?
Everything's broken when we touch it.
Yeah, to be fair, that is
Okay.
that is for Trucity. That is both to the top and at the top. But hey, thank you for watching or listening. I might actually rip the audio of this and release it on audio platforms.
Nice.
That could be fun. I'll actually look into that, you know. But thank you for watching and or listening. Leave a like on the video format on YouTube and subscribe to be kept up to date with the content that comes to the channel. If you are listening to this on audio platforms, please, if you enjoyed, give us a 5-star review and tell a friend. Word of mouth is a great way to spread love for the podcast. In the description, you should see Twitter handles. On the video feed, you will see our Discord link. Join the Discord to be kept up to date with content that comes to the channel. We have bots that handle all of that for us. And, of course, you will then be able to enjoy the content that we discussed as part of the stream, as part of our future plans. But I will say that is goodbye from me, Simon. This is the point where you guys say bye.
I thought you were going to say
Whoa,
goodbye to like
You
and
just throw
introduce
us
us.
under the
but-
bus here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you kind of like carried on
Yeah,
as
well,
if you were going to say something else.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
like you sounded like you were going with your usual sign off.
I let it hang. I let it hang.
Yeah,
I
you
went
bamboozled, and you were like
I
He was
let it
like-
hang.
introducing new things. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? You should know us all by now. That's not how we roll.
I let it hang.
Okay, so are you going to finish letting it hang and just say and bye from the others who will say goodbye now?
I started, but I got
Sit there
interrupted.
staring at us like a strange, sad little man.
This is a fucking
Bye.
car crash. Hey, good job, Lee. Hey, good job. You led the charge, Lee. Good job.
Auf Wiedersehen and fare thee well.
Fucking hell.